Reminder, the next monthly Board of Education meeting will be held on Tuesday, September 20th, 2016, beginning at 7 p.m. New Brunswick High School in the auditorium. I need a motion to approve. Mr. General.
Mr. Hush. Yes. Mr. Ortiz. Yes. Mrs. Sadowski.
Yes.
Ms. Varela. Yes. Mr. Caldwell.
Yes.
Mrs. Seeley.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you, Mr. General. We will come back to number 4. Mr. Spencer has been delayed. Moving on to number 5, Policy Committee Report. Mr. Ortiz.
Yes, the policy committee has not met. I did receive a packet over the weekend, and so did all the committee persons. And we reviewed, and basically it's about 7 resolutions and policies that need to be approved tonight. So I make the motion that we approve policies. They're all mandatory, by the way. On first read, yes.
Yes, I'll make a note that those policies are now included on the consent agenda.
Oh, they're in there now? So
Yes, so when we approve the consent agenda, those policies will be part of it.
So I no longer have to approve it there?
Right.
Okay, cool. That's all I have to report on policy then.
Thank you for the clarification, Mr. General. The Athletic Committee Report. Mr. Ronald Hush.
For the month of August.
Curriculum Committee Report. Mr. Ortiz.
Yes, the curriculum committee did not meet, but I also received packet. So did all the committee people. And there were resolutions in the packet only that would need to be approved. And I know that they're going to be part of the consent agenda items. So no other actions needed at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Ortiz. Public Relations Committee Report.
I really don't have anything to report. It's summertime, and hopefully everybody's enjoying their summer. The students are getting ready to come back to school in, 2.5 weeks. And it's been a hot summer, and I hope they enjoyed it. We'll have more in the next meeting.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Sadowski. The Ed Services Commission of New Jersey Report, Mr. Dale Caldwell.
Thank you, Madam President. Summer has gone very well with record number of students, and so it's been a good summer for the commission.
That's my report.
Thank you. In the President's report, we have enjoyed the summer. We know that committees and individuals have been actively working to prepare for the new school year. And we wish we continue in that spirit of excellence that has been established, and we have a successful school year. And that's my report. Mr. Spencer. Okay. We'll go on open questions from the public.
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Charles Fradco. You know me, I'm the editor of the New Brunswick Community newspaper here. My first question I wanted to ask, if either the superintendent or the board has anything that you can say about the school funding formula. I know Governor Christie wants to change it. I know the changes he's proposed would be disruptive to the New Brunswick school system. I have not been able to get any input from the superintendent or the board yet about this, and I just want to hear what your take is on what should be done.
Madam President, can I respond to that? Yeah. It's still pending before the legislature. Obviously, it's going to be a battle. We battled in the courts before. I appeared for this district in 3 Supreme Court hearings on school funding. The Constitution didn't change. The inequity of funding has to favor the poorer districts, the districts with less tax base. There was some issue in Trenton that they wanted full funding. That would mean that the suburbans can get their share, and that would be okay as long as we get our proper funding. Of course, where's the money going to come from is the question, but the battle lines are just starting to be drawn. The governor has made his position clear, but he has to get through the legislature. He's also suggested a constitutional amendment. We'll have to see where that goes. He did that with the issue of judges paying for their health insurance, which he put on the ballot and the public approved. So he may go that route, but that's a tough route and it's arduous. But we'll have to see. The district is well alerted. Mr. Janarone, the superintendent, we're fighting the battle internally, but publicly it's our position that the state has an obligation to fund our district fully.
Thank you for the thorough answer. Can I just hear from the superintendent, is it true that you endorsed or supported Senator Sweeney's proposal?
As Mr. Hendricks stated, there are a lot of ideas floating around between different parties. You have Governor Christie's and you have Senator Sweeney's. I do support his position. It does seem to be fair, and it does provide adequate funding for the school district.
Thank you very much. I have a question. I saw on the agenda that you were planning to nominate a new member tonight. Is that correct?
That's correct. At the end of the board meeting, we will have an election by the board of a new member.
Okay, and do you know who you plan to appoint and nominate?
No, I don't. I don't personally. I don't know. Okay, hang around for the end of the meeting.
I will this time. So, in 2015, a vacancy was created on the board when Dr. Pranos resigned. The board advertised that there was a vacancy, sought community members to apply and send their resumes, and then the board interviewed candidates and then selected a new board member at the beginning of your June 2015 meeting. Here in 2016, there's a vacancy on the board. Why is the board deviating from the same process you used last time there was a vacancy? Why didn't you reach out to the public, advertise the vacancy, solicit applications, interview candidates, and go through that process?
I don't want to be having all the answers, but it's not required. We went through that process last time. We had a lot of good candidates. A lot of them are still available. Maybe they'll be considered tonight. So we had resumes. We interviewed people. It was the summertime. It's for a short term. It's 6 months, 6 meetings, and then the person will stand for election. So the process was abbreviated. It doesn't mean we don't take it seriously. I understand there are a couple of candidates that are interested and have expressed interest in the board.
Okay, thank you. I don't mind when you have the answers, Mr. Hendricks. I appreciate that. You'll probably have to answer my last question. I want to know, can somebody tell me when Mr. Hendricks retired and started collecting a public pension?
I can answer that. I think it was in 2007 when they changed the law.
2007. Okay, so do you plan to continue working in this position much longer?
Excuse me?
Do you plan to stay in this position? You've been retired since 2007?
Excuse
I've
me?
been hired as an outside contractor since 2011. Before that, I was a board employee in the pension system. Can't be in the pension system anymore after 2007, so I resigned as an employee and applied for it my law firm applied for it, I should say. I didn't, and we were awarded the contract.
Okay. And last question, can you tell me the value of that contract? How much the firm is making?
Now or then?
Present.
Present 110. That's all inclusive. My contracts are public record. It includes a lot of services. There are billable hours for court cases, but all that I do is included in the contract.
Gotcha. Thank you. And I'll just close by inviting all the members of the board, the members of the public here to pick up a copy of the latest issue of the Brunswick today. There's some really great stories in it, and I think you'll enjoy it. And the offer still stands if any of the board members want to contribute something for our readers to appreciate and enjoy. Thank you.
You're welcome. Saying no one else invites to ask questions, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Items A, resolutions A through AH. May I have a motion, please? Mr. General?
Mr. Hush? Yes. Mr. Ortiz? Yes. Mrs. Sadowski?
Yes.
Ms. Varela?
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Mrs. Seawood?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you. Finance Committee report.
Thank you, Mrs. Seawood. The Finance Committee met earlier this evening, and I need a motion for the approval of the August 16, 2016 Finance Report.
So moved.
Mr. Hush? Yes. Mr. Ortiz? Yes. Mrs. Sadowski?
Yes.
Ms. Varela? Mr. Caldwell? Yes. Mrs. Seawood? Motion approved.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Resolution for closed session. Whereas the Open Public Meeting Act, New Jersey State Amendment 10, 4 through 6 provides that certain matters of the public body may be discussed in closed session, whereas the Board of Education intends to discuss matters as follows: personnel matters, matters of attorney-client privilege. Now therefore be it resolved that the aforesaid subjects shall be discussed in closed session by this Board of Education and administrative staff. In the minutes of said closed session, discussion will be made available to the public for the reasons for the non-disclosure in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act no longer exist. Motion, please.
Second.
Mr. Hush? Yes. Mr. Ortiz? Yes. Mrs. Sadowski?
Yes.
Ms. Varela? Mr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Mrs. Seawood?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you.
We are in closed session.
We're ready to resume the public session. The first item is the Personnel Committee report. The Personnel Committee met, reviewed recommendations of the administration. They were then presented to the full board, and I recommend that we approve with revisions. Can I have a motion?
Second.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Hush? Yes. Mr. Ortiz? Yes. Mrs. Sadowski?
Yes.
this time, the business administrator and attorney will continue the agenda with the nomination of new board member.
Thank you, Mrs. Seawood. As you know, the Board of Education has received 3 resumes for your consideration for a new school board member. So at this point in time, I would take any nominations for any one of the 3 potential new school board members.
Okay, reviewing the 3 resumes that were submitted, all 3 candidates were impressive, and I make the nomination of Diane Solis to be the new board member.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion?
I would like to
we've not had a chance to talk about it, but we're very pleased with the quality of people who submitted resumes. Always give preference to experience, but we were very, very impressed with the people that we had.
Any other discussion? Any other nominations? Then someone should move the nomination of Ms. Solis.
Second.
I'll now take a roll call. Mr. Hush?
Yes.
Mr. Ortiz?
Yes.
Mrs. Kostowski?
Yes.
Mr. Spencer?
Yes.
Ms. Varela? Mr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Mrs. Seawood? Motion approved. Ms. Diane Solis is now appointed as a new school board member to fill out the remaining 8 months. So
She'll stand for election in April, and Mr. General, you'll sort of notify her and swear her in. She'll be a board member the next meeting.
Okay, thank you. There being no further business,
To adjourn.
oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Mr. Spencer,
Yes.
were you prepared to do a facilities report? I'm sorry, I forgot you were delayed in getting here.
Okay. You want me to report on it?
Yes,
Okay.
before we adjourn. That would be
Before we
good.
adjourn? Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Regarding Paul Robeson Community Schools for the Arts, construction has started. The site fencing has been installed. Soil preparation has started in the areas of the new addition. The required demolition in the existing building is also underway. Additionally, the contents from Robeson have been moved to the new location at 40 Van Dyke. Setup of the school at the new location is almost complete. I would like to mention that there has been some incredible murals painted by the students in the hallways this summer. We are all excited about unveiling the artwork during the opening of the school in this September. We also have a banner also outside of the school. So if you have an opportunity, you should see that off Jersey Avenue and Van Dyke. Lincoln Annex, we held the summer school classes in the upper building. All went well. A big part of holding summer school classes was to give us the ability to evaluate the operation of the school. We are taking that knowledge and use it as we move forward with the opening of this new facility in September. District-wide water testing. On July 13th, the state of New Jersey adopted regulations requiring public schools districts to test their drinking water within the year and every 6 years thereafter. I am happy to say that we acted ahead of the state mandate in order to ensure that we maintain safe drinking water. We are planning to go beyond the state requirement and testing every year. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Spencer. Okay.
Mr. Ortiz?
Yes.
Mrs. Sadowski?
Yes.
Mr. Spencer?
Yes.